season opener. Don't forget the greatest basketball schedule ever. We've got more than 50 games on tap with Georgetown, North Carolina, and Kentucky, just some of our national notables. February sets the pace with SportsCenter's Olympic editions, and we'll serve up live first-round Davis Cup action. The NBA is heading your way with the Celtics and Sixers leading the charge, plus a slam dunk and old-timers classic. February means fisticuffs. Top-ranked boxing puts you ringside for 4 knockout live cards. FIS World Cup skiing returns to the slopes, and meet ESPN Sportsbook for topical nightly sports talk. The rest of your February favorites are back. College basketball report, inside football, down the stretch, and inside the PGA Tour will warm up your winter. Get set for a total sports February on ESPN, where the cheering never stops.
Of the medals won today in the Winter Olympics, the United States once again came up empty-handed. The U.S. has yet to win a medal so far in this competition. Now let's take a look at the events in which medals were won in the 20-kilometer biathlon, combining cross-country with rifle marksmanship. They did it in the snow and the wind. And it was Peter Unger of West Germany, a soldier in the West German Army, that was the winner in an hour, 11 minutes, and 52-some-odd seconds in the event. The silver medal was won by East Germany, and Norway took the bronze medal. The American finishers, you had to go way down. Number 26, Lyle Nelson, out of Olympic Valley, California. He was 9 minutes back of the winner. And Glenn Eberle was number 33. He did have 2 perfect shoots in the rifle marksmanship portion of this particular biathlon, the 20-kilometer competition. Elsewhere today, medals in the 2-man bobsled at Trebevich with 2 runs, numbers 3 and 4, to decide the gold medal. They set track records, and the East Germans took spots, the gold and the silver, with the Soviet Union, which had the torpedo-shaped sled that was somewhat of a revolution, coming in for the bronze. The United States, the team of Rushlaw and Tyler in USA 1, number 15 in this competition, and they said the Eastern Europeans just have better sleds, and they drove better. USA 2, Frederick Fritsch, John DeAtley, number 17. So that was the story in bobsledding. Other competition today featuring the luge. No medals in men's or women's today. They had the 3rd of the 4th runs that are combined to decide it. And Paul Hilgardner of Italy moved up into the lead after the runs today. He's been the fastest of all the qualifiers so far. East Germany number 2, and the Soviet Union ranks number 3. The American finishers, Frank Maisley, the leading American luger, had a bad run today and dropped down to 16th place. He had been in 14th place. Gilman is 18th. Nardello coming in number 21. Women's luge today, they also had that, and it was the 3rd run. East Germany ranks 1, 2, and 3. Top American finisher, 21-year-old Bonnie Warner, crashed into the wall in the final stretch. She flipped over, was able to finish, but is now dropped from 8th to 16th place. Rydell is 21st, and Magella is in number 22. The 4th and final run for the women is coming up on Sunday. Also on the schedule on Sunday in Sarajevo, the 70-meter ski jumping competition, weather permitting. Now, the jumpers have lost 2 days of practice because of the strong winds that have been whipping across Malopolye. Jens Weissflog of East Germany is the solid favorite to come up with a gold medal. He hasn't even used all of his available practice time, feeling his form has been fine-tuned to the limit. The United States medal hope is Jeff Hastings. Peter Graves profiles this young man and his chances.
If there is one Winter Olympic sport where an American could really pull an upset, it has got to be ski jumping. In a sport which has been dominated by Scandinavians and Eastern Europeans for years, U.S. jumper Jeff Hastings has quietly emerged as a legitimate medal threat in Sarajevo. Jeff placed 11th overall in last year's World Cup, and he's currently in the top 5 in the standings, and became only the 3rd American in history to win a World Cup event on the 90-meter hill at Lake Placid this year. The confidence and momentum that victory provided has led to much speculation, especially from Jeff.
Everyone talks medals at the Olympics, so that is in everyone's mind, including my own. But basically, our coaches are really good. They're not pushing medals. No one's even thinking medals, and that's kind of nice for us. We're not expected to do anything, yet we have a lot of talent that something could easily come through. So if we throw something in there, we're going to wow everybody, and if we don't, nobody's going to notice anyway. So we're in a good position to go in there and try and do something.
Jeff Hastings has worked hard for 4 years now with me since I began the program. I think that he's become a complete athlete now. he psychologically and physically he is ready to do a very, very good in Sarajevo. I guess I would never predict about if we can take a medal because of the fact of the variables involved in our sport. But I think we've done our homework. I think we've really worked hard. We've prepared well. The program is good, and the athletes are ready. So I think our chances are better than ever.
With the incredible number of variables in ski jumping and being away from the friendly hills of Lake Placid, U.S. Nordic Team Director Jim Page has high hopes, but he's cautiously optimistic.
Maybe the one source of concern is we're not sure we have a medal winner in the group. What we're looking for is some top 10 finishes, and I think we'd be quite excited with that. And then if the winds are good and everything works just right, maybe one of those guys will sneak in there for a medal.
What do you think about the jumps in Sarajevo and how they might particularly lend a style that might be positive to the U.S. ski team?
Well, a little hard to say. The jumps in Sarajevo are beautifully designed. They're a wonderful facility built in the wrong place. They're right at the end of a valley, and the wind swirls around, and it's completely unpredictable. And so one jumper coming down would have a terrific wind, as we say, where the air is coming up the hill, and it kind of gives him a lift. And then the next skier coming down might have wind from behind because the wind has swirled around. And when the wind comes from behind the jumper, it kind of takes the air away, and he doesn't get as much float. And so what we hope is that when the American boys go, there'll be some nice air coming up the hill, and they'll get a little extra help.
They'll need all they can get to beat out the likes of Matti Nykänen, Vigard Opas, Pentti Kokkonen, and home favorite Primo Sulaga, as well as a host of others. So let's not expect a medal, but don't be too surprised if the wind shifts in the U.S. direction. I'm Peter Graves, ESPN.
If you want high performance from your tape deck, get the high performance tape. Accept. It's worth it.
Where do business people turn every week for the dramatic events that unfold in business every week? Business Week. In Business Week, you meet face-to-face with all the decision makers who influence your decisions. Week after week, you'll pick up crucial signals right from the source. You'll get an inside look at the corporate game plan and corporate posture. It's all there for you, week after week, in the most concise, accessible form possible. Business Week.
Subscribe to Business Week right now, and you'll get 32 issues at the low basic rate of only $24.95, a savings of more than 60% off the cover price. And along with your paid subscription, Business Week will send you one more valuable business tool, the Business Week telephone, free. Business Week. It's one business opportunity you don't want to miss. Order now.
To order, call toll-free 1-800-544-1000. 1-800-544-1000.
Tonight's Olympic Digest is a profile of U.S. figure skaters Kitty and Peter Carruthers. After yesterday's short program, they are tied for second place. Now, the Carruthers have been working on a quadruple spin, which has never been attempted before in the Olympic competition, but their coach says it is very unlikely now that they will try that daring move after placing so high yesterday in the short program, which counts for 20% of the total score. Greg Gumbel profiles the Carruthers, an American medal hope in pairs figure skating.
We both have one goal, and that is to do the best we can both possibly do without really thinking of medals and all that, just keeping everything basic and simple the way it should be and not making it hard and more difficult than it really is. Being close, skating, you know, with very good unison and harmony, and being exciting.
If you're not a devotee of pair skating or of skating in general, you're probably a bit in the dark on Kitty and Peter Carruthers. Even before the competition begins, Theirs is a fairy tale story of sorts. They are brother and sister because they were adopted by the same Boston family. Their rise in the skating world the last few years has been gradual and steady. 5th in the Lake Placid Olympics, 4th in the 1983 World Championships, and for the last 3 years, United States national champions. They have what most would consider a normal brother-sister relationship, only they also throw in a full-time schedule for skating. It's a blend that works well.
As skaters, we just try to get along and work as positively as we can on the ice. And we care a lot about each other and about the feelings that each other's feeling, and we try to lean when the other one's, strong. If we're having a problem, you can lean. And we all seem to be able to help each other through. And as brother and sister, we fight like any other brother and sister, or anyone that's married or whatever. You try to spend as much time, as we do together and not have an argument once in a while. Yeah. I'd be lying if I said that, we didn't have an argument every once in a while.
As you watch any talented skater, you see what appears to be a dance in an imaginary world. The skater and the music coming together for a special performance. Ask the Carruthers why they skate, and their answer is right out of that imaginary world.
It creates a magic inside when we are performing really well in front of a lot of people. I can feel a real strong presence inside that just is like it's meant to be, that we should be on this ice.
We create a magic and a special feeling that there's just no other feeling like it. It's incredible. It is. It's like we were meant to skate together, and we were meant to perform and to make people feel good about us skating.
It's obvious that Peter and Kitty enjoy what they do, hard work notwithstanding. With every outing, their stock goes up. How high is it now? No one can tell. Which brings the inevitable question of who will win the pair skating gold at Sarajevo.
Everybody has their strengths. Everybody has their weaknesses. And at this point, we have beaten all those teams at one time or another, and they have done so to us. So no one has a shoe in. I wouldn't want to bet on the event.
Having barely missed the bronze medal at Lake Placid 4 years ago, the Carruthers are expected to win a medal at Sarajevo. The gold? Well, they aren't the favorites, but experts refuse to count them out. I'm Greg Gumbel, ESPN.
Shumway?
I've had it. I'm quitting.
But I still need 30 copies of this report.
I'm a slave to that lousy copier.
Not anymore. This way, gentlemen. Look, the new automated desktop copier from Toshiba.
The BD7812.
You just load in a stack of originals, set it, and forget it.
Wow!
It practically runs itself.
I think I'll stay.
Shumway, come to think of it, who needs you?
The Toshiba BD7812, the new automated copier that practically runs itself.
For years, people have been fantasizing about what cars will look like in the year 2000. Well, fantasize no longer. Because one car you may be seeing next century is here today. The 1984 Volvo. Statistics show the average life expectancy of a Volvo is over 16 years. Which means instead of fantasizing about cars in the next century, you can own one that could make it there. Volvo, a car you can believe in.
Bigger engines were easy on oil. But today's smaller, higher revving engines are tougher. They can break down an oil's viscosity within 1,500 miles. That's why there's Castrol. Tests show Castrol suffers no significant breakdown of viscosity even after 5,000 miles. So use Castrol, because if you make things too hard on your engine could make things hard on you. Castrol, engineered for smaller cars.
The party the office was throwing for the personal computer was getting a little dull. It seemed compatibility was the problem, until one latecomer arrived with a stunning solution, the Sperry PC. It ran all IBM-compatible software and communicated with something a lot of people had in common, the main computer. Sperry's, IBM's, or both. The Sperry PC. It's what the personal computer should have been in the first place.